What you're about to watch is my unironic plan to become a millionaire by the year 2025. And this is not coming from somebody who either makes no money or has no plan. This is coming from somebody who actually kind of knows what they're doing. I'm not the best at this shit. I'm not going to claim that I'm the best, but I make 25K per month and I'm 21 years old. I'm also in grad school right now. So I think at this point, I can confidently say that I know a little bit of something, and if you don't believe me, then fine, whatever. You can go and click off this video and watch some random slop Alex Hermosi bullshit that's not going to tell you anything practical. You know, this channel isn't meant for you. This video isn't meant for you. In today's video, I'm going to be giving you like practical steps that you can take. I'm going to be revealing a lot of my secrets, a lot of them I don't want to, for the sole purpose of making a better video to better help you. So first off, how do I make my money? Step one, 16 grand of my money comes from my dropshipping store. Now you might think, wow, 16 grand in profit? This is profit, by the way. Revenue is more than that. Profit, that's great. I'm not going to be continuing this store until after summer. There's too many supply chain issues, like production issues. Shipping is too weird. It's like way too much, right? Like, and if I really wanted to make something out of this, I'd have to like move somewhere, dude. I can't be here in the States for this. Not because it's like illegal, but just because it's like kind of fishy, and I can't be there for that. Obviously, I'm not going to tell you what it is, but you can make up your mind for what that would be. Write down in the comments if you think it's a weed farm. 3 grand of that comes from YouTube AdSense, so I have 4 different channels. Only one of them is monetized, because the other 3 don't need to be. So only one of them is monetized, and that makes me about 3 grand a month. That channel does like, if you've ever seen like those like CPA kind of videos where free Shein gift card, right? Free Shein code, unlimited Amazon glitch, right? Cash App glitch, like videos like that. I make videos like that. I do pretty well in it. One of the other things I make money, 2 of the other things I make money from, sorry, come from that as well. Not a bad racket. Not a bad racket at all. It's just not gonna grow any more than what it is. It's just, I've hit the limit, about 5K a month from that, 6K a month. It's just never gonna get better. Just based on what the channel is, based on what the audience is, it's never gonna get better than that. Trust me, I've tried everything. I've tried selling a course. I've tried making better videos. I've tried doing this. I've tried doing that. It's just not the channel for it. I've fully accepted that, and I'm more than happy just to continue posting slop just to get that guaranteed easy money. Another 3 grand comes from affiliate A. So affiliate A is not actually part of the channel that makes this 3 grand in YouTube AdSense. That comes from YouTube channel number 2. YouTube channel number 2 gets me all the money from affiliate A. And it's easy. I don't have to do anything on that channel. I maybe make like 2 videos a month on it, and it just makes me money. Next up, 2.5K comes from affiliate B. Affiliate B comes from the 3K in YouTube AdSense from channel number 1. Honestly, if you look up those kind of videos, you'll probably find me anyway, so you can probably figure out what affiliate B is going to be. And then lastly, affiliate C makes me about $500. Affiliate C is really nice because affiliate C is just like clean, like it's just super easy to pull out the money, and I like affiliate C. Affiliate C is fun to make videos about. It's fun to do. It's a fun thing. All right, now let's talk about the real shit. I have 2 major businesses that I'm working on, and if you're upset about this next part, too fucking bad. I learned something from this dropshipping store. Whenever I talk about what I'm doing, and if it's successful, people will copy me. I feel okay telling you guys to copy this. Well, actually not this, but these 3 right here, because fuck it. If you think you can beat me there, fine. But literally, if like I'm telling you guys, if you actually knew what this was, and I'm not selling any course about it, I'm not selling any bullshit. If you actually knew what this was, and if you could figure out the formula, you could make just as much, if not more than me. I guarantee you, I'm not that good with it. My customer support on that site is really bad. There's supply chain issues. It's just that store has all kinds of conundrums that I'm going to be getting rid of, and it's just not worth it to me. But I'm sure if you could figure out what it is, then you could absolutely make that kind of capital. Probably actually more. And this is the off season. When we get to like December, I was doing like 50K months off this, like absolutely fucking crazy. But it's just not practical. I just can't keep doing it. I just can't keep it up. But whenever I told anybody about it, I'd fucking go to their socials and they'd just be doing it. And they'd be taking business away from me. And here's the thing about business. This is what I've learned the hard way. You can never reveal your full hand. This is actual practical advice. You guys should be listening to this. Never reveal your full hand to fucking anybody. Never let anybody know what you're actually doing. And because of that, I'm not going to be telling you what the 2 big businesses that I'm going to be working on, at least right now. Maybe one day I'll tell it when it's like, all right, I'm on the top, you guys can't fucking beat me. Or if I've already sold them and it's like, all right, I'm moving on to something else, then here you guys go. But for now, I'm not telling you guys what this is. And this is what real actual business looks like. And the reason why I'm not telling you is not because I think that I could do it better than you, but because I know for a fact if I reveal too much about what these businesses are, there is at least one person in this watching this video that has the will and the funds to actually go ahead and go through with these. I'm going to have to put a lot of money into these 2 businesses. I'll have to put like 20 grand into each of them before I see any return. But I know it'll be worth it, not because I'm doing it better, except for business A, I'm actually doing it way fucking better than the competition. Everyone who does business A is a piece of shit, and I'm actually going to be doing it better than them. But business B especially, there will be people who do it better than me. But the only reason why I'm going to succeed in it is because it's easy to succeed in, and because I have a slight competitive edge over everybody else, right? It would not be hard for you guys to get the competitive edge for business B. Business A, maybe, but like if you could figure the whole thing out, you could do it. Like I know you could. If you could find a competent developer to help you make it, if you could find the APIs that I'm pulling for it, if you could even find out what the fuck it is, you could probably figure it out. Business B, I don't know, but I'm not revealing those. So that highlight is going to stay there. If you're upset about that because someone is out here trying to do like real business, then too fucking bad. But you can go watch some video which is going to tell you some motivational sap, or tell you that YouTube faceless automation channels are a good idea. You can go watch those videos and be entertained for a little bit and go eat your popcorn and suck on your suck on your teat from Alex Hermosi or whoever the fuck. But I'm telling you right now, this is how real business is done. It's by keeping secrets. Because everybody will steal from you. So you have to wait until they can't. So I'm waiting on that. All right. And then the goal, I'll reveal this though, is to get about 100K in revenue. So have about 6 figures in revenue from business A and B exclusively by the end of the year. I think it's possible. Business A, it'll be hot season. Business B, 5 figures is possible by then. I'm reasonably confident I could do that. But the nice thing about business B is that basically everything is profit. There's nothing I actually fulfill. Because it's just like a SaaS. It's just like something people go on and use. Business A, there's like actually like a process there. So that's why I'm saying 100K in revenue. Maybe not profit, but hopefully revenue by the end of this year. So by the end of Q4. And then after that, I'm going to leverage all the extra capital. So let's say, I don't know, I had 10K in expenses for whatever, for both of them. I'm going to take that 90K in capital. I'm just going to leverage it back in. So I'm going to be hiring like full social media teams. I'm going to be paying influencers. I'm going to be implementing more features. I'm going to be hiring a lot more customer support staff, because anybody who tells you that the most important thing in business isn't your customers is fucking stupid. Customer support is the most important thing by far. There's some real value for you guys. If you guys do fucking anything in business, and by the way, this is like happy-go-lucky, like side hustle. Oh, look at me, I'm so cute, I'm doing side hustles. This is real shit. This is like platforms that people are gonna actually use and put a lot of money into, and thousands of people are gonna be using these to buy shit daily. Customer support is so important. You have to build that base of trust with your customers. Why do you think Amazon does so well? It's their customer support and their consistency. That's it. They have a service to fulfill that you like using. And because of their customer support and their consistency, that's why you use Amazon. It's the same thing for everything else. And anybody who ever tells you that's not what's most important in business is stupid, and you should never pay attention to them. The most important thing in business is your customer support, by far. So I actually have, I don't know if I have it with me. My dad gave me this book. Oh, shit, let me see if I can find it. Nope, I don't have it here. So my dad gave me this book about customer support success, and I'm implementing all that shit. I can't do it at the start because I don't have the funds for it, but there's literally like a 5-person structure that it suggests, and it outlines everything that they're going to be doing for like SaaS companies specifically, which is basically what I'm doing. Right? I'm going to be implementing every single one of those, and that's one of the first big things I'm going to be doing, because before that, I'm going to be hiring a part-time customer support rep just to handle like the vast majority of things. We're going to have an AI chatbot on both sites for business A and business B that'll help them with specific things. I'll also be coming in for a lot of it, and I'll be doing a lot of the customer support myself, just because like I know what to say, and I'm the only one right now who is going to have permission to do things like give them money back, do this, give them, or whatever. I'm not giving those permissions to fucking anybody except myself. Nobody can touch the money except me. So I'm going to be leveraging all that capital into the businesses, like implement more features, also paying for influencers. This one is really underrated. I got some people lined up who I'm in contact with, and I'm telling you right now, guys, we're coming in for a takeover. I really like this shit, if you couldn't tell. I really enjoy doing business, and I don't want to fuck myself with this video, so that's why I'm choosing my words carefully. And then finally, we're going to take all that profit, and this is going to be in 2025. So this is how I'm actually going to practically become a millionaire, because it's like, oh, cool, you made 6 figures with your business, but is it actually worth that? You haven't gotten an eval. So that's kind of like off the table right now in terms of like actual like cash value into becoming a millionaire, because that's what I'm talking about right now. It's like in terms of like cash value and something I can pull out, like in like either money, having straight money, or stocks that I could sell, or shares. But like I don't think I'll get to evals by 25. I think I'll have to wait till 26 to get like an actual eval for a potential sale for the 2 businesses. I'm taking all that money, and then in 25, I'm leveraging it into real estate. So real estate is the place to be if you have 2 things. Number 1, you have money. If you don't have money, fuck off. just fuck right off. Like, I don't have enough money right now for real estate. I'm not even I'm not even like bothering, right? It's just like, if you don't have at least 100 grand in your bank account right now, actually more like 200 grand right now in your bank account right now, don't be fucking thinking about real estate. But if you do, pay attention to what I'm about to tell you, because this is actually gonna be some straight value for any of my rich G's out there, because this is actually like good. Like I'm gonna be dropping some things right here that are actually like really, really good. So keep watching. So for real estate, I'm gonna be doing 2 different kinds of real estate. Number 1, tax deeds. You're gonna buy stolen property legally. So taxation is theft. Everyone knows this. Everyone knows that taxation is theft. I literally just paid my taxes yesterday, and seeing that money go out of my account made me want to become a terrorist. No, Fed. I'm just kidding, Fed. I'm just kidding. It's just a joke, bro. It's just a joke. But for tax deeds, essentially what happens is, let's say you own a house and you don't pay property tax on it for at least 5 years, sometimes 2, depending on the state. In my state, Utah, it's 5 years. So 5 years, you don't pay your property tax, or you're delinquent on your property taxes for that long. Your property gets put up for auction, and there's 2 different kinds, and on a tax sale. And it's done by county, so every single county is responsible for it. So here in Utah, there's like Salt Lake County, there's Weber County, there's Cache County, there's Utah County. Those are the big 4 that I'm looking at. It like here where I'm at here in Utah. So you might, like in Florida, you have like, or in like California, you have like Orange County, which is like LA, and it's done per county. The county decides what the fees are, and the county also decides how the sale will go. So sometimes they'll just do the sale online, you can just bid on it. Sometimes they'll have a bunch of properties that you can like bid on later, or you could buy later off the county. Sometimes and then most of the time what happens is that the properties will go to the auction floor. So one day out of the year, everybody will meet up and they will bid on these government stolen properties, because they're foreclosed on, because they're delinquent on their taxes. And how it works in Utah, and it's 50-50 depending on the state, because there's 2 different kinds of tax sales. There's tax liens, and then there's tax deeds. Tax liens is you buy the property tax, and then you essentially like put interest on it, and then let's say you own the house and you have the tax lien on it now. Like I own the tax lien on your house and I charge you 12% interest. It goes usually from like 4 to 16. And I charge you 12%. And you want to sell the house after about a year. Well, now you have to pay me my 12% interest and the money that I already paid. Or you want to get it reappraised, or if you want to pull equity out, or if you want to like, or if it's like inherited, like, so if you die and then like your kids or your grandkids inherit it, they have to then pay me. So it's just, that's a pretty consistent way of making money. I'm not interested in that. I'm interested in the gambling. So, because I'm a bit of a betting man, and tax deeds are a gambler's fantasy. So tax deeds is when you just buy the property. So in Utah, I can just buy your property. Like I could just buy your property with you still living on it, if you're delinquent on your taxes, of course. So I bid on the tax deed, and let's say your $200,000 house gets bid up to $100,000, and I buy it, right? So I pay the $100,000. And now I own your house. I have to then get the title transferred to my name, which I can do with the title agency. You know, it's like $1,000, whatever. So then I pay the $1,000 to get it transferred to my name. I now own your property. So I can do things like evict you. I can do things like force you to pay rent because it's my property. It's not yours. So what I would do is I would evict you immediately, right? Summary eviction, get the fuck out. This is my property. And the nice thing about Utah is that since it's a state where summary evictions are allowed, I can just kick you out. Like you're gone, right? The police will show up to the door knocking, and they will tell you to get the fuck out. And if you don't get out, they will drag you out and throw you in prison. That's how summary evictions work. It's shitty. It's like renters' rights are not a thing in Utah, but as a landlord, I fucking love them. It's shitty. I'm not gonna say it's not shitty, but as a landlord, it's good because there are renters that will do bad to your property. They will do things like destroy it. They will do drugs in it. They will do crime in it. These things happen, right? And you also just won't pay. People won't pay. So summer evictions protect the landlord. Because how else are we going to get him the fuck out? Because, like, if I'm some guy, I can't always afford a lawyer, Washington, to drag him out, or I can't afford an eviction agency to hire someone to literally sit in the house because I can't do a summary eviction. So let's say you live in Washington where during COVID, they were like, okay, even if you don't pay your rent, you can't get kicked out. Do you know what happens? Then they fuck up the property because they don't have to do anything. And what am I going to do? I can't get rid of them. So there are eviction agencies that what they will do is they will get a gun and then they will get your permission because, again, it's your land. So let's say you own like a trailer park and there's like methies in there that aren't paying their rent. A guy will come in like from this eviction agency, like you pay the eviction agency, and they will sit on the couch with a gun and tell them to get out. Like you can do that. It's your property, but you can't force them out. So they will just sit there, and they will sit there for like days, and there will be people who change in and out. And you would be surprised how much that just like throws people off. And even like methies, like druggies, they're just gone. That's how you have to do evictions. And it's like, well, either I have to go with that option and make it a huge problem, or I could just summary evict them and make this easier for everybody, right? If the landlord wants to get someone out of their property, fucking A, like, they want them out. there's no like bullshit like, oh, but we should leave them. Like, they just want them out, and it's their property. I think it's stupid that, like, I don't know. Anyway, fucking politics, it doesn't matter. So that's what I would do. Is I would buy your $200,000 house for $100,000, and then I would sell it, hopefully to a fix and flipper, and I'd probably bring down the appraise by fucking 20, 30. And I'd make a light 60, 70K. So that's the goal, is to like buy something that's under appraised enough for me to make a good chunk of change, and then sell it to a fix and flipper, so I don't have to do it myself, because I don't know shit about fix and flipping. I do have like uncles and stuff that do construction agencies and have like a remodeling agency, so I guess I could reach out to them and I could like figure it out if I really needed it too. But to me, it's probably just gonna be easier just to like sell it to someone who's experienced in that and take the loss and take the L, instead of like trying to like fix it out myself. And unless it like makes sense, because if it like makes sense, then like fuck it, whatever. So that's a pretty easy way to like multiply your capital. And what I'm gonna be doing is I'm actually not gonna be going to the auctions. Well, I'll go to this year's auction because I think it'd be fun to see, and I just think it's gonna be entertaining. I'm gonna go to a couple of this year's auctions here in Utah. like a couple tax sale auctions, and I'm just gonna see. But I'm more interested in, instead of like trying to like bid on it and like raise the value, I'm more interested in getting like a more guaranteed bet instead of just like, oh, like it might be worth this much or it might be worth that much. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm just going to be hiring a lawyer like Vanilla Spice did, and just have him go into the Clerk County office and be like, hey, give me a list of all of the properties that you still have up for sale. And then they'll get the list, and then I'll go in and I'll like with the addresses, because I need the addresses as well. And then I'll go in and I'll figure out what the appraised value of the property is, as well as the cost for me to buy it, and then I'll just have my lawyer just buy it, right? So let's say there was something that got up to bid for $20,000, the guy didn't pay for whatever reason, and the property's still worth $160K, and the county is trying to get it off their books. I'll come in, I'll buy it, and it's worth $160K, sell it to a fix and flipper for $130, $140, and boom, take out, make a light 100 bands. Obviously, that's like best case scenario. I don't expect that kind of margins every single time, but it's just an example of the kind of thing I'm looking for. So that's the first thing I'll be doing for real estate, and that's a bit more of a gambling act. That's not like guaranteed money. This next one is guaranteed money, so pay attention to this one, because this is what you guys actually want to hear. So if you guys want to get rich with real estate, this is what you got to do. Trailer parks. So trailer parks are really good for two reasons. Number one, because you can do rent to own on the trailer itself. So what that means is that someone can own the trailer, but they won't own the land that the trailer is on. So if you've ever known anybody who's moved out of a trailer park and they have to get the trailer itself moved to the new one, or they have to get it moved somewhere, or they have to sell it, that's what this is referring to. Is like, okay, I own, I don't know, 50% equity on the trailer itself because I negotiated with my landlord and now we're renting to own and I'm doing this lease, but I don't own the land, so I can't stay here because I want to leave. So this creates a dichotomy where people have to stay in the trailer park so I can make more consistent money, but people also want to be nice to the trailers because they're renting to own it, so they can own it one day, so they don't want to fuck it up like that much, like logically. Like of course I don't want to fuck up this thing that I own. If I buy a house, I don't want to fuck up the house, right? But if I'm trying to buy this trailer, then hey, we're good. And the best part about rent to own is that I set the terms. So one of my terms, I don't know what interest is going to be. I haven't looked into it that much. I'll have to compare rates in the area that I'm going to buy it at. I haven't decided even where this is going to happen. So I don't know what the interest is going to look like. But what I know that the rent-to-own lease is going to include is that if you get evicted for violating any of my terms, so if you have a summary eviction, which my terms include no drugs, period. I don't care if your fucking kid walks in with a weed pen and he hits his dab, you're fucking out. Like, I'm not playing. No fucking drugs in my property. Period. No crime of any kind, domestic abuse, anything like that, and pay on time. And I'll have like a late notice thing where it's like, okay, you can submit like a 7-day late notice where it's like I'm gonna, like, there's a software, I forgot what it's called, but it's like you can just have them request like an extension on the rent because it's like, hey, I need one more day to get my paycheck and I have a 7-day extension, and then it's like, okay, here you go, 7 days, and then I just pull the money out. So those are the terms that I'm gonna have, where it's like you have to pay, no drugs on my property, because drugs fuck up the property, including smoking. No smoking indoors. You can smoke in the designated smoking areas, or you can smoke outside, not smoking inside the property. Those are the terms. No damage, no significant damage to the property, especially if you don't pay for it. So if your kid flushes baby wipes down the pipe and the entire plumbing system now needs to replace, that's on you, not on me. And if you don't want it to be on you, then you're out and your equity is mine, because again, this is rent to own. It has to be 100% equity because I own the trailer and I'm leasing it out to you, right? It's owner financed. So I set the terms because I act as the bank. So that's the first part. So that's why trailer parks are good, is that reason alone for building funds. And that's why becoming a slumlord is so popular, because that section right there, because of the control that you can get. If I buy up a bunch of single family homes, I can't really have that kind of control. I can't like own the land and then rent to own. It doesn't work that way. With a trailer park, that's exactly what I can do. I can't do that with an apartment either. There's no rent to own lease for apartments, because like, how? Right? So you're gonna own the apartment and then like what? And then like I can't get access to it even though it's my full building. That's kind of weird. They have it for condos and they have it for townhouses some of the times, but it's like a little bit iffy because again, it's all one building. But what's nice about trailer parks is that if you own the trailer in its entirety and I kick you out, because again, it's still my land. So if you violate any of the terms because you're on my land, because again, let's say, I don't know, someone lives in my trailer park for 30 years and they pay, which I'm not going to be keeping it that long, but like, let's say they own it for 30 years and then they're like, all right, I want to move out and I'm going to take my trailer with me. It's like, okay, you can take the trailer with you, but that entire time after you own it, so like, let's say it takes them 20 years to do the entire rent-to-own lease. It's like a 15-year or 20-year, and they now own the trailer. They still have to pay me for the land, right? So they have to rent the land still, and there is no rent-to-own contract for the land. And if you violate any of the terms set on the land, if you don't pay the land, if you don't pay this, if you don't pay that, if you fuck this up, again, you're gone. So you have to take your trailer and get the fuck out. If you can't get rid of your trailer, then I don't know, I guess it's going to come back to me and I can just do the same thing to the next sucker. So that's why trailer parks are good. Second reason why they're good is because trailer parks, in my opinion, are one of the few real estate ventures that you can actually put money into it and it makes sense. So for a house, let's say you have a $500,000 house and you do $100,000 for a remodel, and then you get an appraised value up to 600, maybe even 700. Great, awesome, that's fantastic, and that's what the average is. Let's say you make it from a tier 3 to a tier 4, you put in granite countertops, you put in nice furniture, you put in all this shit. That doesn't increase what you as the landlord make month to month, right? So that increases the appraise, so then you can cash out on equity, or you could just sell it. This is what fix and flippers do, is they cash out on the equity, or they sell it, or they do a refinance loan, and they pull out all the money. Or with a trailer park, the nice thing about a trailer park is, like, let's say I have a $500,000 trailer park, and I put in $200,000, and that $200,000 creates 4 new units, and this is a 4-unit total trailer park for $500,000. That is double the appraise. So now I just doubled what it's worth. That's $1 million now, because it's now 8 total. So that's the appeal of trailer parks, is because it's something that you can like put money into that actually makes sense, that will make you more money over time, and will significantly, on a basis, increase the value of the property, because it's like a 4 trailer park is worth $500,000, an 8 trailer park is going to be worth $1 million. Now, obviously, this is not like specific numbers. I'm just giving my thought process behind the trailer park. So that's also what's good about it, is that I can take the money and put it in. The third thing that's good about it is that we need to do what's called an owner finance interest only. So banks won't do interest only, so fuck banks. We're not working with banks. What we're trying to do is we're trying to find trailer parks that are expandable. Let's say they already have 30 units and they're trying to sell it for $1.2 million. And they have even more land that they could put more trailer parks on, right? So there's potential for expandability, but they don't have the money for it. Let's say it's an old grandma and papa that's like running it and they want to get rid of it. What I'll tell them is like, hey, let's do an owner financing. So I'm going to do what's called an IO only loan. That's an interest only. That's an interest only loan. Sorry. So an interest only loan is when I only pay the interest on the loan and not the equity. So I'm not paying against the equity at all. So let's say I put up a $200,000 down payment, or let's say it's $1 million total, not 1.2 million, just to make the math more sense. And then I put a $200,000 payment up front, right? So they have $200,000 right now. It's yours, okay? And then I'm also going to be giving you a check. Let's say it's a 50-50 split between equity and interest, just hypothetically, and it's 7.5K for 7.5K. 7.5K interest, 7.5K to the equity, paid over 10 years or 15 years. Let's take out that equity for now, and I'll only pay that after 5 years. And the reason why I want to do it is because I want to grow the property. So I'm going to take, let's say the property makes $20,000 total, and $15,000 would go to the loan. Let's take out that 7.5K, and that's only have 7.5K now. So now we have a third more of the amount of money to play with. Now I can do 12.5K, and I can do whatever I want with that, because that's 12.5K cash. And this is obviously after expenses and all that shit. I'm just ignoring things like property management, electricity, like utilities and stuff. Like I'm just gonna ignore that all for now, just to make the math more sense. Just to make the math more mathing. So then I'm gonna take all that money and I'm going to invest it back into the trailer park. And let's say over the period of about 2 years, I add the other 30 units. Again, this is just hyperbole. It's just like, I don't think that would be enough money to actually add the units, and I think 30 units would actually make more than that. But like, okay, we're just gonna ignore that for now. and we're just going to focus on like what the base idea is. I'm going to put all that money back into the property, because what normally people will do is they will just take that money and just fuck off with it. No. I'm going to take all that money, I'm going to put it back into the property. So when I'm putting it back into the property, I'm growing the appraised value over time. So let's say I only had another 15 units and it was worth $1 million. Now it's worth $1.5 million. So I just added another $500,000 in equity. Let's say I then sell it, and then I pay off the original owners. I give them their $800,000. I get my $200,000 back. All that money that went into the property, I'm just ignoring that. And then at the end of it, let's say it only happened after 2, 3, 5 years. At the end of 2, 3, 5 years, I then have $800,000 cash, right? To then fuck around with. Because I paid the owners their remaining I have $500,000 in cash. Because I paid the owners their remaining $800,000 payment. I get the $500,000 because I sold it for 1.5, and then I walk away. That's my philosophy with real estate investing. It's not to buy something and then have it make me passive income and then just take the money. My idea instead is to be investing into the property itself by leveraging the status of the loan, to put more money into the property to then get a higher appraised later and then sell it and then take my cash out, and then I have this huge chunk of money I can do whatever the fuck I want with. I could also just take the appraised value and I could just do a refinance. Like I could just cash it out all the way, and then the owners the entire time. So let me be clear, the owners are fucking ecstatic. They've been making $7,500 every single month. They just made another $800,000, and they just had another $200,000 at the start. I'm ecstatic because I just walked away with $500,000. That's the goal of having the trailer park, is more control over every single one of the units and every single one of the renters. And at the end of it, be able to invest into the property to then get this huge chunk of money later down the line. And now I have $500,000. I could put that $500,000 into another down payment, or 2 different down payments for 2 different ones, and then just expand from there. So that's my realistic, specific goals. Well, specific ideas to become a millionaire by the time I'm 22 in 2025. I don't know exactly how this is going to play out, but this is my plan. This is everything that I put together. And also by the end of this year, I'll have my masters, and I'll probably go get another one because fuck it, they're easy. And that's my goal. Thank you for watching. See ya.